Picture this. Every single night, millions of us are self-administering an unregulated drug. It doesn't come in a pill bottle, right? No prescription needed. It just sits there, quietly on our nightstands, pumping an invisible stream of energy directly into our brains. We call it sound therapy, but the reality is far more dangerous.
So you really had to ask yourself, are we actually curing our minds, or are we slowly, unwittingly damaging them? In this explainer, we're diving deep into the biophysical architecture of acoustic signals. We're uncovering the hidden, dual nature of the noise we consume every single day.
Part 1. The Midnight Static. The Illusion of Harmless Noise.
It's 3 a.m. You're tossing, you're turning. You are absolutely desperate for an escape from that chaotic silence of the modern world. So what do? We reach for our phones, hit the power button, and instantly we have a digital crutch. We blindly consume this static, kind of just assuming it's a neutral backdrop. But here's the reality. Acoustic energy is not inert. It is an active, powerful neuromodulator.
We're actually looking at a full-blown self-medication epidemic here. Think about it. We use these frequencies to mask the torturous phantom ringing of tinnitus, to artificially force newborns into slumber, to pump arousal into ADHD brains, or just to drown out the traffic outside. Acoustic therapy has become this universal band-aid for our sensory exhaustion. But to really grasp what this band-aid is doing to our neural circuitry, well, we have to look at the math.
Part 2. The Chemistry of Colors. Decoding the Spectrum.
Because you see, not all noise is created equal. Just like visible light has hues, acoustic signals have distinct colors that act literally like potent chemical compounds in your brain. And it all comes down to something called the power spectral density, or PSD, power law. Basically, this is the mathematical equation dictating the relationship between a signal's acoustic power and its frequency. And ultimately, it dictates exactly how that noise alters our neurophysiology.
Let's look at the divide between white and pink noise. White noise? It has entirely flat energy. It blasts equal power across every single frequency. It's essentially a harsh, relentless wall of static. Pink noise, on the other hand, is completely different. Its power actually drops exactly as the frequency rises. It brilliantly mirrors the natural, biological acoustics of a distant waterfall, and our brains, they instinctively recognize that natural pattern.
It's wild when you look at the sheer variety of these acoustic drugs on the spectrum. You've got pink noise, our distant waterfall. Then there's brown noise, which drops off even steeper to create this deep, rumbling thunder. Black noise is literally the absolute void, near zero power in the audible spectrum, creating profound quietude. And velvet noise introduces these smooth, randomized impulses that create a soft, aperiodic whoosh. Choosing the exact right one can trigger near-miraculous medical benefits.
Part 3. Hacking sleep and memory. The neurological high. When it's administered properly, targeted acoustic therapy can actually hijack the brain's internal rhythm. It induces a literal neurological high. Now, 0.8 hertz. This number is absolutely critical. It's the precise frequency of slow-wave oscillations in the human brain during deep sleep. It is the exact rhythm where our minds literally clean themselves and cement memories permanently into our neural architecture.
So researchers asked a pretty radical question. What if we artificially sync external noise to that exact internal rhythm? By using an algorithm to read brain waves, scientists fired these tiny 50 to 100 millisecond pulses of pink noise precisely during the upstate of that 0.8 hertz wave. And the result is mind-blowing. It forcefully triggers what are called sharp wave ripples in the hippocampus. It artificially deepens sleep and clinically boosts memory recall in older adults. It's basically a sleep consolidation quantum leap.
Part 4. Rewiring the ADHD brain. The modern brain arousal model.
But here's the thing. This therapeutic power isn't just for sleep. It's also for chaotic brains that actively require external noise just to find clarity. There's this biological imperative called the optimal stimulation theory. It shows that ADHD brains operate with significantly lower baseline dopamine. They are chronically under-aroused. So they biologically require external sensory input to function and optimize that activity. Give them this specific auditory dosage and they lock in. Without it, they drown in distraction.
But there's a dangerous catch. For hypervigilant brains, like those with ADHD or tinnitus, the loop is the enemy. These minds are incredibly sensitive to pattern detection.
And since a lot of digital machines use short, hidden audio files that loop over and over, the very second the brain detects that pattern, the cure vanishes. It turns into this subtle, agonizing psychological disturbance.
Part 5. The dark side of silence. The neurobiological threat.
And this brings us to a really dark twist in our scientific mystery. The very noise millions of us use to heal our minds, well, it might be secretly toxic. Listen to this finding from UCSF and HHMI researchers. Quote, "Exposure to continuous white noise sabotages the development of the auditory region of the brain. Unstructured static is not just an inert background track, guys. It is an active, aggressive force."
Just let this data sink in for a second. When subjects were raised in a continuous white noise environment, loud enough to mask sounds but not cause physical damage, their brain development was catastrophically delayed. It took them 3 to 4 times longer to achieve basic auditory benchmarks compared to a normal environment. You see, the developing brain is actively waiting for clearly patterned, structured sounds to organize its circuitry. Constant white noise literally robs it of those patterns.
And when the brain is starved of structured sound, it adapts, pathologically.
These hidden side effects are incredibly severe. Continuous, unstructured white noise dangerously extends the brain's critical period of plasticity. Over time, this maladaptation actually compromises your processing speed and your executive function. It pushes the brain toward a pathological disinhibitory state. Ironically, if you're using white noise to drown out tinnitus, it can actually rewire your brain to exacerbate and worsen the ringing over time. By leaving these machines blasting all night, we are basically risking a neural overdose.
Part 6. Finding your safe frequency. Dosage instructions.
If sound is a drug, then we desperately need a prescription. For infants, the American Academy of Pediatrics provides an exact clinical protocol. Step 1, maintain a strict 7-foot distance from the crib. Step 2, set a mechanical timer for 30 to 60 minutes. And Step 3, turn the noise off completely once sleep is achieved. Prolonged all-night exposure is simply not safe.
Even professional acoustic engineers know that blasting broad-spectrum white noise is harmful. Office sound masking systems are hyper-tailored specifically to the 500 to 4,000 Hz range. They surgically target the critical frequencies of human speech, completely avoiding any unnecessary high-frequency noise exposure. Plus, they adjust dynamically to ambient room volume. It's a precise, highly engineered application of sound. Acoustic medicine really is a frontier of incredible promise. I mean, we can sync algorithms to deep sleep brainwaves to artificially enhance memory. We can feed an under-aroused ADHD brain the exact frequency it needs to lock in and focus. But we absolutely can no longer view that wall of static on our nightstands as just harmless silence. So tonight, when you lie in the dark and reach for that power button, you have to ask yourself, are you administering a cure or are you risking an overdose?